Welcome, David. I am excited to learn about you and Pink Zebra Moving and just understand just all the good things that you've been doing. So
Good.
tell me a little bit about yourself, David.
David Luke, been in franchising now for about 20 years.
Wow.
Before that, I was a pastor. Started Methodist Church, started three of those, kind of back into franchising with Ron Holt, my business partner in Two Maids, Two Maids and a Mop franchising. That today now is the third largest maid service in America.
Wow.
We love doing it. We built that. We were the fastest growing maid service from 2018 to 21. We sold that to HFC in 21. And kind of during that process, we knew we wanted to try something else. We wanted to try other brands in the home service space.
Okay.
Moving made the most sense. And so in 21, we launched the corporate site in Birmingham, Alabama. And then we really started franchising in 22.
Wow, that's exciting. So you've been in the business of franchising for 20 years.
That's right.
So would you say that you are the expert? Like you are a legend here.
Legend in my own mind, for sure.
That's great to know. Great. Also humble. So thank you for that. So tell me a little bit about what led you to starting Pink Zebra Moving. I know it seemed like the right choice for your business, closure and selling and acquisition. And then you moved over and started a new brand in the home services industry. And I'm just curious, were you seeing something in the market trends there for moving companies?
We had kind of taken a liking to Two Men in a Truck doing an excellent job. Melanie Bergeron was leading Two Men in a Truck really up until 21. We actually reached out to her when we were doing Two Maids and a Mop.
Oh, wow.
Melanie and said, hey, are you okay with us using this name? It's Two Maids and a Mop. It's not Two Men in a Truck. She was terribly supportive, just supportive of our venture. But during that time, we started really doing due diligence in moving companies. We were finding out average unit volume of moving companies was, around $2 to $3 million a unit, and we were like, wait, these things are doing $2 to $3 billion in revenue. A maid service would get to about 600,000, and we were tickled pink. But these things could generate about $2 to $3 million in revenue. So we knew that Two Men in a Truck was getting close to being sold out, which effectively it mostly is today, because Two Men in a Truck, as far as the moving aspect, it's sold out in the U.S. Another concept in the space, college hunts, also, grew very rapidly. I think there are over 200 locations. Most of the moving concepts are effectively sold out in the U.S. So there's a reason behind that. Why are they all getting sold out? Why are they all getting bought out? Well, people make money. So we knew that there was something in the space that needed another franchise concept in the moving space. And right now we're the fastest growing moving company in the franchise space.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. And I also hear that your Pink trucks are not just the fastest growing brand, but also the happiest.
That's right. We make moving fun. And we stole that. We actually stole that from the Savannah Bananas. We're both Ron and myself are from Georgia. Savannah Bananas, of course, out of Savannah. And their tagline is, we make baseball fun.
Okay.
We called up Jesse and that to say, hey, we're going to steal your tagline. We make moving fun. Are you okay with that? And that's exactly what I want to hear. He was also very supportive. He actually spoke at our last conference, our Stampede. But yeah, he was supportive of us taking that tagline. He said, I want fun to spread to other industries. I want people to make it a customer service focused, industry, which that's what we're doing. So it's revolutionizing the industry, as it were. So that's been awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a disruptor almost in your industry, if you wanted to claim it as that.
That's
So,
right.
so as far as your experience model for your customers, that those disruptors have also impacted your customers in their experience. I think I saw something about maybe surprise dinners and personalized touches. Tell me more about that.
I don't know if that's going to be a surprise much anymore now that we've been doing it.
Good point.
But we do a surprise dinner the night of the move. We leave behind surprise boxes, usually gifts with stuff that's related to them, whether it's gifts for their kids or dogs or whatever else. We get to know that family that we're moving. So we ask a lot of questions during the process to get more information on them. What are you into? What baseball team? What is, all that kind of stuff. So we can actually leave surprise boxes, do dinners the night of move. Again, doing stuff that makes it a more personal and fun experience. We'll roll out the pink carpet when we show up for a move. Again, for making moving fun. We'll do dances. We'll do it,
Oh, wow.
but do music as well. We want to make it a fun experience for them because the two most stressful things we go through in our lives is divorce and moving. We want to help with the moving aspect.
And sometimes those go hand in hand. So that's great to understand your customer in that deep way. I'm just curious, since you understand your customer segment, are you finding they are always receptive to your approach? It sounds like, that's maybe a difficult time in their life and you're keeping it maybe a little more lighthearted. So you're seeing that this is meeting a demand, correct?
Correct. No doubt about it. And we didn't know how much until we've seen kind of the growth and trajectory of how fast we've been growing. It's like the market had to have it. And if anybody looks at any of our markets where we are, I think we're not below a 4.8 on Google ratings anywhere.
Oh, wow.
We are. We generated a little over 1,000 5-star reviews in our first year of doing this. So that's been cool to see. It's like the market wanted it. We didn't realize how bad.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So I'm curious, what does that path look like to become a Pink Zebra franchisee?
Well, I mean, it really goes through more of a screening process, an application process to where we find out if you're a good culture fit. We want to have people that we feel like are going to be rock stars, I call them. They're going to be a part of a larger family, a larger network, and effectively they're going to believe in the purpose of making moving fun, making it a customer experience driven event for each and every customer. And this business, that's what this business is going to be founded on. And so we got to have owners that really believe that and want to do that in their community and see the need for it. So first is probably the heartbeat, and then two, a drive. A successful owner for us is going to have a drive, a grit to build relationships in the community, to kind of get that word out in their local areas. And that's what's led to success in our growth so far.
Yes, so heart and drive. I love that. That's just very impressive and also insightful. So I'm curious, how long does that typical onboarding process or training process take for a new franchisee? Once you've done those discovery calls and figured out their heart and their grit, how long is that onboarding process?
Anywhere from 4 months to 6 months, depending on DOT licensing in the state, depending on the things we've got to work through, whether it's like getting the lease, getting the trucks, getting the insurances, getting the thing, like I said, is the DOT licensing for their state. And then we just start training. Once we get all those things start lined up, we have a week of training in our home office. Then we go to them for a week of training to get them set up. And again, most of our owners really don't have to know the moving industry. They just have a heart and a drive that's going to be successful. Notice they have to love moving boxes? No, nobody. Knowing how to move boxes or pianos, we can train all that. They just got to have a drive to want to have a business that is highly needed, highly sought after. And like in the moving industry itself has had a steady increase for the past 30 years, 2% increase every single year. Even in 2008, even in 2009, the moving industry has seen an increase. So the space is wonderful. And then it was just ripe for disruption.
Yes. Well, it sounds like success starts with that right partner, that right franchisee,
Sure does.
owning the traits of the heart and the grit, and then not necessarily needing prior moving experience or expertise. So, in your view, what are the highest performing Pink Zebra franchisees? What do they possess? Or what is it that you see that they contribute to serving others and creating revenue for the franchise as a whole?
Uh, Hustle is the first one. Hustle is the second one. The third is hustle as well. That's the key to any of these successes is going to be the owner. I would love to take credit that it's Pink Zebra, it's the branding, it's the trucks, it's the fill in the blank. It is the owner. At the end of the day, the success of this business is dependent on the owner. How far they go is completely up to them.
So it sounds like that those first hurdles or that they would need hustle for is getting that licensing for the truck or insurance.
That's right.
Anything else that you would say a new owner could expect in that first 90 to 180 days?
I mean, they're building relationships right off the ground. I mean, they're building relationships with realtors, apartment complex, storage units, senior living communities. Those four things. If you don't, for us, if an owner says, I don't want to leave my house and I don't want to build relationships, don't do this.
Mm,
There are too many other things you do. Don't do a moving company.
yeah. So, what would your team offer as support to help franchisees navigate, gaining those certificates and those insurance backing and those types of things?
So everything on the back end we're going to do, what your online marketing, your website, your call center, your
Wow.
bookkeeping, your accounting, um, insurances, training support, your video support for your uh, team members, your marketing, branding, your leaflet, everything really on the back end of the business, we do your support and training for.
Hmm.
But all we're really looking for in that owner is to be the hands and feet of bringing that message to their local community.
Right.
The
Wow.
back stuff we handle. Your
Yeah.
marketing, we got it. Call center, sure. Software that integrates to the website, to the software, to the call center, all integrated, all ready to go. So the customer goes in, logs their move, it goes directly into the software. That's how they pay. That's how you do. Even on the workers have it on an app on their phone to where they, book the move, accept the move, um, track the hours, track the mileage, all of that's done through the software that's already there.
Wow. Yeah. It sounds like plug and play. It's ready to go once you find that heart and that grit.
That's right.
I am just curious, what does it look like as an opportunity to multi-unit ownership? Once you have that franchisee and he's set up for success and he or she has that, maybe, reached out to the market and grown it already. What does it look like for multi-unit ownership?
Most every owner owns two territories, 2 to 3 territories. We want our owners to dominate their market.
Mhm.
So once it comes, they start in Oklahoma City and then they want Tulsa in the market. We're wide open to that. We're actually going to be fairly limited though, just in opportunities. Our territories are so large. We'll probably only have about 120 to 140 owners before we're sold out. And right now we have 34.
Wow. Okay. That's what, how many markets did you say? There's 34 currently captured.
Those are 34 owners that have multiple markets
Wow.
already.
Yeah.
So like I said, we'll only have about space for 120 to 140 owners, and then we're kind of done.
Okay.
And this has happened all in the last 2 years. So we should be sold out in the US in about 3 to 5 more years. And then we'll effectively won't have any more territory left.
Yeah, what a success story. What do you think? Can you tell me like a success story that maybe one of your owners has shared with you that illustrates what's possible with Pink Zebra?
I can tell you, any of these owners, they'll put stuff online on Instagram. I think every owner has their own Instagram, Pink Zebra Moving of whatever place,
Okay.
Farmington Hills, Detroit, Cincinnati, um, Indianapolis, Carmel, Indiana, Grand Rapids, Plano, Texas. Please just look. They will tell you. They're telling you. They're doing it vocally. They're doing it publicly. The owners themselves are telling you what kind of results they're seeing in their first year of doing this. Most of our owners, of course, last year that was their first year doing it.
Yeah.
We want you to talk to, visit with, see as many of them as possible.
Okay, wonderful.
We
I
have,
would
we
I
have
look forward to that.
we have a limited time frame of our having availability, honestly. Like I said, we
Okay.
have about 3 to 4 years before we're really sold out in the US. So we're just, trying to make sure we get the right owners. So we've actually turned away more owners than we've accepted to this stage.
Yes. So it sounds like this growth has happened within the last 2 years, which is
Mhm.
exciting. And it looks like it's maybe, that growth is going to cap out in about 3 to 4 years. So I'm just curious, beyond 3 to 4 years, what kind of consistency or culture preservation does it look like for Pink Zebra to continue to grow those owners that are already franchisees and dominating their market?
I mean, that's ultimately, yeah, we want them to dominate the market. We want them to have brand awareness, brand presence there. But outside of the 5 to 10 years, I it's already surpassed our expectations to now. To what
Okay.
we're seeing. So I couldn't even tell you what this is going to look like
Right.
in 5 to 10 years. I probably don't ever get lost in that. I'm not really I just like to see it work. Uh, Ron, who was my business partner in this, he could probably tell you what he sees 5 to 10 years. I see that. Okay, whatever. I don't. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure. I want to make sure it works now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a very transparent. We can't promise the future.
And if two
And so,
factors play, the only two factors are in play. Are
Mhm.
our franchisees profitable and happy? That is the goal. That's it. We want our franchisees to be profitable and happy. And if you're telling me in 5 years I've got 100% of my franchisees profitable and happy, I'll be tickled pink.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I just have one question that might startle you a little bit. I mean, since you've been in the franchising industry for over 20 years, are there any red flags that you have seen others kind of fall into, or maybe, you saw a path where you would say, I would warn anybody evaluating a franchise as ownership, maybe they should steer away from if they see these red flags? Not
Mm,
necessarily for Pink Zebra, but just as in your experience.
red flags, red flags.
Well, clearly, if a company's not profitable, the numbers usually are what I
So that,
would.
it comes down for me. It's item 19.
Okay,
I don't. Some concepts I don't understand. I can give you the logic and reason. One, I'm in the moving space. Two, why we're doing what we're doing in the moving space.
mhm,
There's some concepts that I just don't understand how they make money. I
okay,
mean, that they're definitely in spaces that I probably don't touch much of.
mhm,
But competition is. So I'll give you for example. This is my just larger scale. Uh,
okay,
so gyms, you, I can name 20 gyms right now. Whether it's Pure Bar,
sure,
Stretch Fitness, Golds, gosh, Golds, I ain't even Planet Fitness, 24-hour fitness,
sure,
uh, Soul Cycle. I mean, you could name 20 of those.
mhm,
They're never sold out. Gyms are actually never sold out. And the one that was, Orange Theory, was sold out as of 3 years ago. You know, the it just the space doesn't make sense. The gym space does not make sense to me because the average unit volume of a gym is around 400 to 500,000, and that's a successful gym.
wow,
A moving company, an average 2 men in a truck last year did 3.2 million. That makes sense.
yeah,
Also, when there's 20 other competitors in the gym space, how many other competitors are there in the moving space?
okay,
90% are mom and pop. I, to me, the red flag is just the overall the economics of it. I was a minored in economics in college, and it has to make sense. I have to make sure people can make money out of it because
yeah,
nobody's passion. You can. Here's the big. Gym, you can be passionate. I love gym. I love to be healthy. Okay, do a gym. That's my passion. Okay, do that. Moving is nobody's passion. Maid service, we did maid service. That's nobody's passion to clean toilets. So what did we have to be good at? Making sure they were profitable, making sure they were happy. It didn't matter the thing. So sometimes people get lost on the thing.
okay.
Oh, I'm real passionate about that. Okay, well, you won't be passionate about stuff we do. We want to make sure you make money.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think that's great advice, especially coming from you who's been a legend in the franchise industry.
I
And
don't know
so
about
I'm curious, do
legendary
you
partier, legendary late night. troublemaker. I don't know.
Well, I am curious. Would you have a book, a tool, or a resource that every business owner should know about? Maybe something that you've relied on?
It's a weird answer. It's the Bible. I wish I could say another word like a book. Like this book was really the Bible, and
I
it's
felt like I could read your mind there. I felt like that was going to be your answer.
if you have me talking about franchising for long enough, you're going to hear Bible verses that relate. It's a proverb, it's a psalm that's going to relate to this process. One is, no man builds a house without considering the cost, lest he get halfway through and not be able to finish the build and be thought a fool. That's a proverb in Proverbs.
Yes.
I want people to think of the cost for what the franchise is, whatever it is they're looking at. Can you afford it? Is this something you can get into? Is this something you're halfway through? Have you capitalized enough? Have you got enough money on deck to be able to do this? If you don't, let's not do this. Let's not. I don't want to make you look a fool or me a fool to get into something. So they're basic proverb principles that, to me, I think work in business, work in life, and it's something my mentor. I had to read every day. I had to read a proverb and a psalm every day. And it's funny how much those things in wisdom work for business.
Hmm.
I tell people that stuff all the time. And it's just got to make sense. I want you to think of the cost for whatever it is you're about to do, whether it's moving, painting, maid service, or McDonald's. I don't care. Consider the cost, know what you're looking at, know what you're directed to do, and then let's go from there. Because I don't think I talk anybody into anything. I mean, I don't. I've just done a lot of digging on what it is I do, and if people want to do that with me, wonderful. If people want to get in business with me, love it. But if you
Hmm.
don't, so it's okay too. Consider the cost of doing this and make sure we're a good fit.
Well, that is a great piece of wisdom. David, I really appreciate you joining me today. I don't have any more questions. Do you have any for me?
Well, no, I thank you so much for taking the time and just finding out more about Pink Zebra. So this is a fun process to just be able to talk about it and be able to see the results we're seeing. Could not be more proud of our franchise owners. I
Yeah,
couldn't be more proud of the success they're having. It's
sure.
cool to see. It's cool to be a part of. I'm just like I was proud of Two Maids and a Mop, and that what happened now it's Two Maids. But those owners I still keep in touch with. I think the world of them. I love being able to set people up for success and future success. It's exciting as I can think of.
Well, it is just beautiful that you have been entrusted with this amount of knowledge and this amount of heart and this amount of grit yourself that you can then pass that on and ensure success for others that follow the same process. So, thank you, David, for being a part of the show today.
Thank you,
And
Del.
I look forward to watching Pink Zebra in a few years continue to scale and more owners on board.
Lord willing.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Well,
Del.
I appreciate your time and I look forward to following the brand.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, you have a great day as well. Bye.